Hey, how you guys doing tonight? Hey, Jacob. More good, bad, ugly, overrated, underrated videos coming soon. I said that in my last session. Next year, first quarter, I have about two or three GBUs on the pipeline. Javier Vasquez, yeah, it's gonna get harder and harder to find midnight in Paris. A lot of these vendors, they're very aware of how scarce it is to find midnight in Paris, so they're kind of holding on to them. And soon you're going to see prices skyrocketing for those. So if you can get them soon. EDP and EDT are going to go for a lot of money in a couple of years. Can you guys hear me okay? Thank you, Dr. Tom Lahu. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words. BK, I'd love to do a good, bad, ugly, underrated, and overrated from the house of Matriarch, but unfortunately, I don't have. I only have one bottle from that house. Hopefully, in the future, I'll do a GBU OU on that house. Omar Creed, recommendations for Christmas. Basically, you can watch any of the reviewers' top, winter niche and designer lists. Will give you a good, gamut of options and choices for Christmas scents. And also, there's a collaboration with Brooklyn Fragrance Lover coming up in the next couple of days. So I'll be in that video. So everyone will be, giving you choices for Christmas scents. I'm going to be giving you choices for my Christmas and holidays and New Year's Eve scents. So be on the lookout for that video. Black Dragon 79, yeah. Fahrenheit 32 is a great scent. Very underrated, floral, vanilla, really cool. It's got the the original signature of the original Fahrenheit DNA with embellishments of vanilla and some floral. Great scent. I think it has been discontinued too, so that's another one that in a few years you're going to see high prices for that as it gets harder and harder to find it. Great scent. Manuel Paz, CR. How you doing, brother? Luke Willett, thoughts on Black Afghano? The House of Nasamato is fantastic. Very creative, artistic, very daring juices. And Black Afghano is no different. And yeah, it is beast mode. You put it on your skin, you take a shower, and it's still there. It's like a separate entity. They're great. There are options out there. If you want something that's like a little bit more tamed and easier to wear, I would suggest Laudano Nero from Tiziana Terenzi, which is kind of like the same. I'd say 90% Black Afghano, but it's easier to wear and not as aggressive and strong as Black Afghano. Great scent. Dr. Tom Lahou, okay, between our money code Profumo, which I didn't really dig it. I know a lot of people rave about it. It just didn't work out with my skin. I thought it was like a mixture between 1 million and Invictus. I just didn't like it. It was going in too many different directions. I didn't really like it. Versace Eras is great. Dolce & Gabbana The One is also a great one. The EDP, you get a couple hours more performance. So I'd say my choice, I would go between Eros and EDP, Dolce & Gabbana, whichever one you can get a better price. They're both great scents. If you can get both, get both. Profumo is a pass for me. I don't own the fragrance. I didn't care to own it. I tried a couple of times. It just didn't agree with my body chem. Hello to Pete James from Down Under. Hello to Australia. Javier Vasquez, Frederic Mall's Muscat Jour is still great. The only thing is, scent for scent is going to be the same. Great fragrance. The only difference is you're going to get maybe a couple hours less performance. It's not going to be as aggressive in the projection. You're not going to get as long as a scent bubble, but it's still amazing. Scent is still great. All these companies are reforming, whether it is because they need to make up for regulations or because they just want to get more money per mil. The fact of the matter is, all companies are reforming, which is a shame, because a lot of these fragrances are losing power. So for us frag heads, it's a bit of a disappointment, but you're going to be fine. You should be fine. Oh, you see, Life LS Greats already informing us that eBay is selling Midnight in Paris for $150 already. That's crazy. I remember a few months ago, like 6 months ago, I got a couple extra bottles for I think 25 to 30 bucks a pop. That's a shame. And the fact is that the prices are going to continue to climb from there. So if you can't get a hold of some Midnight in Paris, grab it and keep it, because it's going to hit 300s, I think, in another year or so. Hey, Troy Smith, I haven't tried all the Encre Noir flankers. I do own the original, which I do enjoy. And Dead of Winter, I really like that inky vetiver, smoky, really niche kind of fragrance, and it's so cheap to get. That's another one. If they ever discontinue, it's going to go high up in prices. But I haven't tried all the other flankers except for the original that I own. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Glad you like it. Jacob Crest. So Dior and Chanel, both are great, phenomenal brands. But if I had to choose one side as a whole, I would take Christian Dior's side. Tea, Cure Barcelona, Carner Barcelona. I've heard it. I've heard through the grapevine. Don't quote me on this, but I heard that they're actually discontinuing. They're going to axe a lot of the different offerings in the line, and I also heard that yeah, they're streamlining their lineup. So that's what I heard. Martin M. I haven't tried any of the Jacques Fa Pour L'Homme or any of the brand at all. I've been very curious to try that line, but I haven't had the pleasure to try it. Hopefully soon. I heard they have quality stuff. Hey, John Kraft, what do I think about Roberto Cavalli Uomo? I don't think I've owned that one. I think I owned a couple of their fragrances. You know, it's an okay brand, nothing outstanding. Kind of like, easy to wear stuff, nothing really daring. I think there's one I reviewed. I'm trying to remember. It was like a leather, more gourmand. I did like that, but like the original stuff wasn't really great from what I remember smelling. Maybe I should revisit some of their. That's another thing too. I like to do because sometimes you're quick to dismiss a certain fragrance or a house or whatever, and then you go back to it, and it actually impresses you or you change your mind. That's what happened to me with Lidge, L'Instant de Guerlain. I bought 2 bottles. I remember I sold them, and then I wanted to revisit them, and I actually end up loving it, and it's one of my favorites. Jim Dixon, my pleasure. Glad you came by. Be love. Thank you so much for the kind words and love here and support. I have not tried 1821 Man made sweet tobacco. I've tried to actually get that bottle a few times. Every time I try to purchase it, it's not in stock, and I try to get it a couple of times in the frag groups, but as soon as I try to approach them, they sell right away. So I'm waiting for the hype to come down a little bit, and then I'll grab a bottle. From what I hear, it's a great fusion, like tobacco vanille and pure Havana. I think from what I hear, it's going to be a winner, but I haven't tried it yet. Blanco J, regarding Mugler Cologne, yes, I believe it's been axed and discontinued from their lineup. So I'd say, just like Midnight in Paris, grab a bottle, get the big one, what is it, like 10.5, 10 ounce, whatever. Get them while they're available, because once stock gets scarce and depleted, you're going to see prices jump. Pete James, how do I feel about companies giving reviewers freebies? And if I feel that um, they're going to positively review them, meaning that they're going to be biased. That's a funny bone, man. That's a delicate issue. And I think the FragCon, because it's such a small community, ends up blowing it more out of proportion than it really is. I think people make too much of a big deal on a small issue. You got to go with your gut feeling. If you trust a reviewer and you think they're being legitimate and honest with their opinion, follow that reviewer. If you think a reviewer is being a sellout and they're just, going with the flow, or, you know, giving praise to a company just because they're getting a free bottle, you have to trust your gut. If I praise a fragrance and you try and you love it and you think my taste is kind of like your taste and I'm not BSing you, then that's fine. I put my best foot forward. If someone out there is being biased because they're getting free stuff, that's their prerogative. We're all entitled to our prerogative, as you guys are entitled to choosing your favorite reviewers out there. There's something for everyone. Hey Gary, I have not tried Dunhill Icon or any of the Icon. I know there's like 3 icons. I think gold or private. I know there's like a couple of them. I haven't tried. I think I've tried the one with the silver. I think I tried the silver one, which was actually a pepper bomb. It reminded me a little bit of Marc Jacobs Bang. I liked it. Not bad. Maybe I should revisit that one too. Buddha STL. So you want to sell a Jubilation 25? That's pretty simple. I don't know if you're part of Facebook or not. You just join the frag groups and you just post it there in one of the groups that allows sales and swaps. You just post a picture, and how much you want to get, or if you want to get something in return as a swap. There's plenty of groups out there. You have Guru, Mark's group, Guru. Fragrance Guru Nation, you have Redolescence group, you have my group, Emporium of Scents, and just post what you have, and I'm sure someone will pick it up. Life LS, great. I did try Brioni EDT. I actually liked it a lot. The only beef I had with that was very, very expensive. The bottle was amazing looking. I just thought it was a little too much, and I couldn't get it discounted. But if I do find it discounted, I will definitely pick that up. I think it's a great office scent. It's very sophisticated, very elegant, woodsy, a little bit of incense or spices. I thought it was a very, very good quality fragrance. Very upscale. Troy Smith. I haven't tried the new Sycamore EDP. I had the older version, and I think they're actually discontinuing a lot of their exclusive fragrances, which is a shame. But between all of those, my favorite happens to be Serge Luton's Filangui. Filangui is just a beautiful vetiver fragrance that, in my opinion, is better than those two. I love it. It's definitely going to be on my top niche winter. I've been wearing it very, very strong in the past couple of winters. It's just beautiful, smoky vetiver with some amazing embellishments. Great fragrance. James Brown 52. Robbie Hooge is a phenomenal fragrance. It's a classic. You know, some people find it to be a little too mature or a little aged. I think it's a classic masterpiece. I love it. I still rock it, you know, every now and again. I like to rock it, especially if I have a suit on. I think it's really becoming, it's one of those timeless, amazing, and Guerlain's great for that. Beautiful. I love it. Lou Renivar. So question, what I'm wearing for Christmas? You're going to have to wait for the video. There's going to be a collab. I said that in the beginning. I don't know if you were here yet. There's going to be a collab video with Carlos that we're going to be talking about our choice of fragrances for the holidays. So stay tuned for that. Frank Santana, that's a great choice. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Amazing for Christmas. That's a great one. Absolutely. T, again, another question, another personal question. What do I feel about reviewers that don't show their face? I mean, I started not showing my face. It's a personal choice. That's all. You know, some people are comfortable on camera. Some people aren't. I think that's about it. Duntram Belay 99. I have tried Molecule, Eccentric Molecule 1. I do have a bottle. I love that scent. It's actually going to be one of my talking points when I do my next New Blends video. I do love to wear that by itself in the spring and summer, but I actually like to wear that as a primer, like a layer to layer things on top. I think it's great. It's a very wood chip, sandalwood kind of fragrance. But when you pair it with some of the fragrances that I like to pair it off with, it's phenomenal. Very intriguing. Actually, I like that on my wife too. It's really nice. Very unique. How it develops and changes on your skin. It's just very mesmerizing. Duplo Machete, a reasonable niche oud fragrance. There's so many of them. I mean, over the past 4 years, niche, from 2012 and up, niche just took the fragrance world by storm. I mean, you can find so many oud fragrances discounted. Go to the you know, go to Google and just type niche oud fragrance, and you'll have a ton of results. Hey, Javier. So, Slow Explosions is a very nice rose kind of gourmand fragrance. I do enjoy it a lot. It's very unisex, very androgynous, but I do not like it. When you have to, if you have to put it against Cape Heartache, Cape Heartache's definitely much nicer for me as far as my taste goes, or some of the other options that they have. But it was a very nice release from the house. Very nice, very complex, and it transitions very beautifully. A little bit smoky, a little bit sweet, a little bit gourmand. It's a multifaceted fragrance that's really nice, and both a guy or a gal can pull it off really nice. I like it. I'd say from the brand, it's going to be on my top 5, but not on my top 3 from the brand. Matthew Marshman, great question. I started my hobby in my teen years. I remember in high school, I had a couple signature scents. And then as soon as I graduated high school and started college, I wanted to just have a gamut of fragrances, because I wanted to have something for going out, something for work, something for hanging out, something for the gym. Then I just, I had like 15 bottles, and that became 30. And by the time I was 21, I had well over 70 bottles. And from there on, it just took off. I could never have less than 30 bottles. It's crazy, man. You get bitten by that bug. But I didn't really get into niche until probably 7, 8 years ago. Jacob Crest. I have a lot of great layering options to me. I mean, they work beautiful on me, and I'm going to continue that series. I stopped a little bit. There's a lot going on right now in my life, so I had to kind of pause a little bit. As you guys see the channel, I at one point I was doing like 3 videos every week. That I'm going to have to scale down a little bit. But I'm going to continue the series, the new blends. So stay on the lookout for those. I'm going to continue to give you guys 3 layer options per video. So I have a few really nice ones coming up. But thanks for the kind words, Jacob. Duplo Machete. I do love Eau Sauvage Eau de Parfum, which was released a couple of years ago, or a year ago. It's either 2014 or 2015. I do enjoy that fragrance. It's really nice, beautiful for the winter and fall. Pete James, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Olfactive Studio is really nice. They have a lot of A lot of easy to wear and some not so much, not so easy, some more artistic and a little bit more daring. But all in all, it's a great brand. I love what Shilling Velour does, the owner of the company. They're recently changing the bottles too. I just realized that, and I have to still smell a couple of their latest releases. But Still Life is great. Beautiful signature scent. You can wear it as your main scent. If you only have one scent, it's a great one. Very sparkly, very invigorating, uplifting. Very nice. Hey Troy, check out the Good, Bad, Ugly, Underrated, and Overrated on the Serge Laton's house. I actually did a video on that a few months ago. So I do cover pretty much all the ones I have, and I do talk about Phil Anguille. Christopher David Mitchell. There has been some hype on Mont Blanc's Individual for a while now, but it's really, really hyped up over the past couple of years, and rightfully so, because you get a real nice juice for the price point. A shame that you can't find it where you're located, but I can easily find it. I don't know where you at, but if you need help, let me know. It's a great, great scent. To me, it's better than Yop Pour Homme because it's not as pungent, not as aggressive, and not as synthetic. It's not as good as Creed's original Santal, but it falls right in the middle. If you had to compare the three, and you wanted a choice to smell as good as having original Santal by Creed, that's a great choice, especially for the price. I think you can get it for like $30 or under $30 at the discount websites. It's a no-brainer. I do enjoy it a lot. I always have it in my collection. Always. Whenever I finish a bottle, I get a new one because it's so cheap. I think it comes in one size only, 75 ml 2.5, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Galzura, that's a great question. Luckily, I haven't choked anyone in a while. I've been very cautious with my sprays. I am kind of a heavy sprayer. So when I do wear a heavier scents, syrupy scents, I do like one or two sprays. But I want to say high school, first year in college, I choked a few people out. But, luckily I learned my lesson. And nowadays I try to, wear the right scents for the right occasions. And when I want to be a little more daring, I usually do it, if I'm outdoors or if it's really cold out. And again, I do one or two sprays with my heavier scents. Like Interlude from Moage, for example. That's like a one or two sprays, 2 shots, you're good to go. Man, that thing is, forget about beast mode, that's atomic mode. Or even the one I wore today, Musk Ravageur. I have the original formulation, so that was a 2 sprays, and I was the whole day. Rodrigo Calderon. Why? You didn't like Fève Delicieuse? Okay. Have you tried Tonka Imperial by Guerlain? That's kind of like Fève Delicieuse, but that was like the predecessor. That was like the original amazing Tonka. Maybe you'll like that. It'll be a little more refined, and you'll get a lesser medicine vibe from it. I like Fève Delicieuse a lot, but I do like Tonka Imperial better. I think it's it's more well made. I think better made. John Kraft. My first fragrance of all time was a Zaro Pour Homme. My father gave me a little, I think it was like a little bonus bottle or like one of those minis. I actually did choke some people. I was in middle school. I think I was in fifth grade. I applied the whole bottle one shot. AFA plans to grow the Acqua di Parma collection. I believe you're referring to the website. Absolutely. I got a few from the brand that I thought were really good to have, and I'm going to be adding some of the more expensive Acqua di Parmas probably around springtime. I have a lot of inventory tied up right now, but I'll be looking not only to add more into Acqua di Parma, but also into the other brands, and hopefully getting a couple other different brands too in the spring and summer. Hopefully some good ones. Akbar Harim, how are you, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Laura, nice to see you. What's good? Hey, Jacob. Yeah, as far as gourmand goes, or more opulent resonance or sweet scents, a lot of guys don't like it. Most of us frag heads tend to like, daring or, off the beating path kind of fragrances. So we tend to like crazier scents, but a lot of guys usually like to stick with the more, crisp, citrus, clean, soapy scents or woodsy. Gourmands can kind of be a little daring for some people out there. I can see that. Thanks, James Brown 52. I appreciate the kind words. It means a lot. Matthews Pereira, the Casamarati line, I guess you mean Sergioff. That's a beautiful line. I do enjoy it a lot. Mephisto's great. It's like a different take. We're very close to Silvermont Water. 1888, it's a beautiful caramel gourmand. Fiero is a great traditional classic men's scent. I do love the line. Hopefully I'll have it on my website soon. Such a phenomenal line. Hey, Pete James, I have not gotten my nose on anything from Régime des Fleurs. I have not tried the house. I didn't even know about the house. Hey guys, I'm gonna, head out. So I'll answer a couple more questions, and I'm gonna call it a day. I gotta run. It's past 9 o'clock. I have some people waiting for me. Always a pleasure. Always great. Let me grab a couple questions here. Akbar Harim, great question. I have not made a video in Great Night Out since, or going out clubbing or anything like that. That's one of the things that I have scheduled for next year. Hopefully, I want to say between January and February, I'm planning on releasing that. So be on the lookout for that. Jacob Crest, great question. So who coined the term beast mode? That was our great friend from the Fragrance Bros, one of my favorite reviewers, great gentleman. It was Jeremy from the Fragrance Bros, Jer. He's the one who coined that term, among other ones. He was just very creative and loads of fun to watch. I wish that he would come back and review. He was great. All right, guys, I got to run. Thank you so much again for coming down and chatting with me, Fragrances. I'll see you guys again. I'll do this, like I said, randomly. And hopefully, I'll see you guys again. And, continue to follow the channel. I'll continue to have a lot of great news. And I have amazing things in the pipeline for next year. And, if you haven't yet, follow me on Emporium of Scents. Be part of that group. It's a great fragrance group. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, keep on spraying. Talk to you guys later. Ciao.